this is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there, live.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marty.
And I'm John Cena Sr.
I was recently here in studio with WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas, trying to give fans and athletes clarification about what's happening with the live event process here in Boston Wrestling Sports, the MWF. As you can imagine, it has been a nightmare we never expected, never wanted, but has continued. After meeting and conferring with Dr. David Reese, we released the following statement for you. Wrestling fans, unfortunately, due to the regulations in the state of Massachusetts and the city of Melrose pertaining to COVID-19 and indoor events, Boston Wrestling's MWF Back to the 80's WrestleFest has been postponed until Saturday, April the 3rd, 2021. Everyone that has purchased tickets will have them transferred to the new date. If unable to make the postponed date, the ticket value will be valid at any event, anytime, for life. There will never be an expiration date on them. We've been working painstakingly hard to bring this event to life beginning in the fall of 2019. Between money spent on rent, talent deposits, airfare, and advertising, it has been a financially crippling experience like so many small businesses have faced in 2020. The state of Massachusetts continues to believe indoor events cannot take place with more than 25 people. An event of this size has a roster of more than 25 wrestlers and legends before one fan even enters Memorial Hall. Our goal remains to give fans the biggest, best experience of memories and legends possible under the best conditions possible. We appreciate your patience and understanding while trying to navigate these unprecedented, devastating times. Well, Johnny, that's not necessarily the news we wanted to give, but these are unprecedented, devastating times, I guess is the best way to put it.
It not only affects us, it affects everyone. And so you know what? I've been in this a long time. There are a lot of young men and young women out there who right now are in a position where they're not getting bookings, they're not, going where they need to go. Do not take it as negativity. This is a time to regroup. It's a time to relook at your films. It's a time to rework your characters. It's a time to make any changes that need to be changed. It's a time of refinement. It's a time of examination. So when we do come back, we come back bigger, better, and stronger because we've looked at those tapes. We see where we might have had those problems. You can still communicate via email. You can still get together if you're 6 feet apart and work together. It doesn't mean it's the end. To me, it's a new beginning. It's a new start. It's a time to regroup, rethink, retrain, and become what we always have been on the indie scene, the real superstars of professional wrestling, because that's where it all starts before we reach the top. And I only have a couple of more words to say, and it's simply this. Stay strong, stay healthy, love, eat, and enjoy life. And this too shall pass.
Well, in the advertising for the event, obviously the feature attraction were the 80's legends that were coming in. Obviously, Road Warrior Animal has passed away, unfortunately, but the others were very anxious to be with us. But when you look at those hungry young athletes you just mentioned, whether they are maybe some that have been under the old payroll of the uprising in the past, like a Christian Casanova, Brian Malonis, D.L. Hurst, the list could go on and on there. Some of the new athletes we've had, Yuta Wheeler, Trey Lamar, Lance Anoa'i of the Anoa'i family. I mean, just from top to bottom, Mike McCarthy, Benny Jux, longtime MWF veterans, Bo Douglas, and what he's had going on down at his facility in Wakefield, Massachusetts. It's been tough for everybody. But like you said, I mean, it is a chance to maybe reflect, learn, study. I'm big on studying. I'd love to see, one thing I've suggested to a lot of the different independent talents I've spoken to is read wrestling books. Learn different perspectives, different trains of thoughts. Try and pick some legends that maybe you're not familiar with from the 60s, depending upon your age, the 60s, 70s, 80s. Go on YouTube and try and, watch a half dozen matches and try and maybe pick up new tendencies that you're not familiar with and you don't see nowadays. Now, try and see if there's anything positive that can come out of this disaster of a situation for all these great talents that we were going to have with us at Back to the 80s WrestleFest.
I really don't think it's a disaster.
You don't think
I think it's a
really?
time,
You don't think this is a disaster?
No, I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, obviously we have a situation.
Yeah.
But we always make the best out of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
You never go completely black and panic because this will pass. We've beat bigger and worse. The fact of the matter is we are strong. It is time to regroup. It is time to be who we are. It's time, I understand, that we're not getting paid, that we're not getting bookings. But it doesn't mean it's the end. It's a new beginning. We find new ways to cultivate ourselves, professional wrestling. You know what? Look at the old tapes. You know what I say? Work on your promo work. Most people today can't do promos. Stand in front of that mirror. Tape the promos.
We got a studio right here to come practice promos.
Well, there you go.
Look at what Warbeard Hansen did with it. Don't even get me started on that.
Free
there you
offer.
go.
Come down and use our studio to do your promos. Believe in the character. Don't live it. Believe it when you're in that ring. Work on things like that. I know this is a scary time. I'm older. I'm more worried than anybody else. But the fact of the matter is, there's somebody watching out over all of us. Together, we will succeed. Let's end the rioting, end the stupidity. Let's come together as one. Ben Franklin said it best, united we stand, divided we fall. We in the professional wrestling business, the independent scene, have always been strong. Brothers and sisters, together. Now more than ever, let's trade tapes. Let's critique. Let's work together so that in January or February, when this is done, it'll never go away. But when it's over and done, so we can perform again, we'll perform as a unit. We'll show them what it means to be professional.
Well, I tell you, Johnny, again, all those great athletes we already mentioned. You have Jay Freddy, Slick Wagner Brown, an MWF original back in 2001, the Moonlight Sun, Mike Skyros. I mean,
we're the women wrestlers.
We're the women wrestlers. Well, you were ready to unleash your fabulous Women of Wrestling League. Never mind a division, a league. Forget about the WNBA.
Right.
The fabulous Women of Wrestling are coming, baby.
Someday.
2021.
Maybe we will. We'll see. I got to have I've got to have the volunteers. Any women wrestlers out there want to be part? Send it in.
All right. Well, you know, as we noted, we are scheduled to be in Somerville, Massachusetts on Sunday, March the 14th. And again, MWF Back to the 80s WrestleFest, Saturday, April the 3rd have been the dates dictated to us. We can't control what the state of Massachusetts does. To all of the great wrestling fans that are disappointed, believe me, no one's more disappointed than us. We love to do what we do for you because without the great wrestling fans at home, Johnny, there is absolutely no live wrestling events. There are no talk shows like this. The lights go blank without the wrestling fans, and we're going to do everything we can to do right by you.
Hey, they're working as fast as they can, as hard as they can. Just remember, play by the rules, stay safe, wear that mask, 6 feet apart, don't get involved in anything that has large crowds. I was booked for a show. I chose not to attend. There was 150 to 200 people there. I love everybody I was booked to work with, but you know what? You can't take that chance. If you want to stay in the business, you want to be in the business, think twice. It's only going to be bigger and better when we come back.
All right, wrestling fans, to everyone involved in the MWF, we wanted to give you an update. To all of the great fans, we wanted to give you an update. Continue to follow BostonWrestling.com and our social media platforms for continuous updates. And again, don't forget to check out the great talk show series we have each week. Every Tuesday night at 9 p.m., it's Wrestling Insiders with WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas. Thursday night at 9 p.m., it's Party with Marty, as Marty Jannetty's look at the 80s and 90s has certainly turned the wrestling world upside down. And then immediately following SmackDown every Friday night at 10 p.m., I got the Thunderdome right here, baby. It's a fabulous Friday with John Cena Sr. Until we speak again, folks, you and yours be well. More important, stay healthy.